Welcome to the International Copper Association, or ICA, podcast series, Transforming the Future with Copper, a Metalmorphosis. I'm Nicole Witoslawski, Marketing Communications Manager. In this program, we are exploring the topic of energy efficiency. You will hear from international experts who are working with global businesses, governments, agencies, and organizations to improve energy efficiency standards. This podcast is a continuation of our webinar series highlighting the societal benefits of copper. I am joined by my colleague, Steve Kokoda, Vice President of the ICA and Head of the UN's Global Appliances Program. Steve will talk about what energy efficiency standards means and how this topic impacts not only our work with copper, but the lives of people around the world. Steve?
Thanks, Nicole. In 2011, the United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon launched the Sustainable Energy for All initiative. This program encourages governments, business, and civil society to work together in making sustainable energy a global reality. The UN program theme says that energy is the golden thread that connects economic growth, increased social equity, and the environment that allows the world to thrive. Energy efficiency standards play a critical role in supporting this theme. Now, when we talk about energy efficiency standards, we're covering a broad range of criteria for businesses, but mainly we're focusing on sustainable ways companies boost the efficiency of their products. Now, there's a very important role for copper in this development cycle. Copper helps to accelerate the shift towards efficiency by supporting the ongoing creation of sustainable applications worldwide.
Steve, in keeping with the program theme, let's consider the copper thread that connects economic growth with increased social equity. We'll learn more about that in my discussion with Jeff Jiang, former Market Analysis Manager with the International Copper Association's Copper Center in China. Jeff has recently moved to Anglo-American, where he is working as a market analyst. In the second half of our program, we'll hear from Jennifer Layke, Director of Johnson Controls Institute for Building Efficiency, a global nonprofit organization designed to provide information and analyses of technologies, policies, and practices in high-performance buildings and in smart energy systems.
First, Jeff Jiang on China's growing economy, the importance of energy efficiency, and how copper is supporting emerging technologies. We'll learn about ways that copper is used to help supply safe and essential energy to businesses and consumers in China.
I've heard a lot about inefficient energy use. What are your experiences with that in China?
Inefficient energy use is found mainly in things like home appliance and building wire and industrial sectors. According to our study, over 70% of China's electricity is consumed by motors. So the efficient use of high efficient motors will greatly save the energy consumption in China. And as you know, we have a program to promote the energy efficiency of motors. So that will be a big improvement for China's energy saving if the motors' efficiency can be improved.
The government recently is trying to set more standards for energy efficiency, so there's not so much pollution in the air. Is that being accepted broadly among industry in China?
Actually, the government has set clear goals for energy saving. The target is to reduce energy consumption per GDP by 20%. From 20% is from 2006 to 2010. So that was the target set for the previous 5 years, and it has already been achieved. For the next 5 years, or from 2011 to 2015, the target for energy consumption is to reduce energy consumption per GDP by 17%. So the government is very determined to reduce energy consumption and has set very clear targets to reach the goal.
Are there any obstacles that you face or ICA China faces in educating people about energy efficient standards?
Users accept the concept of energy saving. They know it saves their money. But for producers, we do have some obstacles. For example, in order to raise energy efficiency, sometimes you need to use more copper, and that will increase the cost. of their production. So some producers are reluctant to upgrade their product to a higher energy efficiency level. So that's one of the obstacles we face.
If you are talking to a business that's making appliances or making other technological advancements, how do you tell them that copper may be a short-term, larger expense, but in the long run, it's better?
For producers, sometimes they face problems such as the increasing cost pressure. So we help them to solve these problems, for example, by miniaturizing their copper tube for air conditioner, and also develop new technology, such as by introducing the copper rotor motor. This is a whole new market because the energy efficiency of copper rotor motor is the highest. So we help producers to be competitive in using copper as their material. And for consumers, we help consumers. We educate consumers how to use copper products more efficiently, or what is the more efficient way of using home appliances, or how to save energy. So we give them handouts, and we hold seminars, or we have advertisements, or we participate in exhibitions to educate buyers of copper products. What are the benefits of buying products that use copper, and what are the energy efficiency? They can save energy if they use such products.
So what kind of a relationship would you say that ICA has with the government in China?
ICA plays a very important role in drafting all these energy efficiency related codes and standards, because we are the neutral part in the codes and standard making. In code and standard making, the government wants higher standard, because they want to save energy and realize the target I've mentioned, which is to reduce energy consumption per GDP by 17% by 2015. But for producers, they face cost pressures. So some of them worry that if the energy efficiency standard increases, their product cost will also increase, and they will lose their market share. So when drafting an energy efficiency standard, these two groups of people, government or the business, sometimes they have conflicts in what is the appropriate standards, whether China should follow strictly with international standards, or China should adopt standard that is more suitable for China's own situation. So ICA plays a very important part in coordinating the government and producers to find out a solution that is acceptable for both of them.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the recent rural wiring codes that ICA China helped to form in China. Can you tell me a little bit about that project and what ICA China has been doing?
In 2008, we found that there was no building wire code and standard for China's rural areas. So we helped the government to draft this standard, and after years of effort, the standard now has been drafted, and it is now being approved by the government. I think if everything goes well, the standard for rural area electrical wiring will be implemented this year. And according to this standard, copper wire is the only choice for branch line used in buildings in China's rural area.
This is an important story. As Jeff said, ICA's strategic guidance for the Chinese government has resulted in the use of copper and electrical wiring in rural communities throughout China. This creates the type of market transformation emphasized in the UN Efficient Appliances Global Partnership Program. The quickest and most cost-effective way to mitigate climate change is by improving efficiency. Energy-efficient appliances and equipment are key to reducing global energy demand. In a joint effort with like-minded organizations and leading private sector partners, the ICA, through its partnership with the UN Environment Program, helps to create a global platform. And in turn, we're also helping to accelerate the shift to efficient and environmentally sustainable appliances worldwide by focusing on developing countries and emerging economies.
Our next guest will provide further examples of energy advancements through partnerships with business and industry. In the second half of this program, Jennifer Layke, Director of Johnson Controls Institute for Building Efficiency, offers a global perspective by sharing how the IBE is accelerating opportunities for energy efficiency in various markets. Click on the link to continue to Part 2 now.